Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Sonya Sokolow here, 3 months after my right hip replacement, sitting on my side saddle. I feel like I can do, in tiny baby steps, a little bit of riding now. But I'm not going to do a lot of riding until at least 6 months. Look back at season 29. I think it showed 23. I got this side saddle and started using it after my left hip replacement after 6 months. Good days and bad days. Things that people don't even think about doing can still be difficult after 3 months. It took me quite a while to get my socks on because I'm afraid to bend down and do a 90-degree angle and pull on my foot. But I wanted to be dressed properly with my boots on, so I needed socks. So that's what it's like to try to recuperate from hip replacements. But I really feel that I did the right thing to have them. I have no pain. Everything has to be done carefully and much more slowly than I used to do life. But I want to start getting the feel of being in balance on this side saddle on Firecrest Easter Eve, whom I've taught to accept the side saddle and who seems to understand the cues for cow work in a side saddle. That's a hard topic to find on YouTube or anywhere in videos on the Google search, but my programs are up there now, searchable by Google, and maybe other people, older people who feel that it would be appropriate to do a hip replacement but want to stay athletic and want to stay riding their horse and want to keep doing cow work. Maybe they can find my shows and in one small step at a time gain confidence that they too can ride. This is the first time I've been on a saddle in 3 months, on a horseback. Now, Anyel's going to help me. We're going to, not today though, she did get on Eve at first to make sure that Eve wasn't going to be spooky about anything. And look at her ears. She's listening to me. Her head's down. She's not being spooky, but any horse can get spooky. As a matter of fact, there's a large bobcat that's been hanging around here every day, and if that bobcat happens to walk by, Eve might get spooked. So I'm not going to do a lot, and Anyel is going to work in between the times that I feel comfortable doing it. This is a good day. Tomorrow might be a bad day, so I probably wouldn't try to even get in the saddle. But now I'm going to show you and tell you what I'm doing without even moving the cloth cow that's part of this cow simulator. I'm just going to back Eve up, not using my right leg. That's where my hip replacement was. But in a side saddle, you only use one leg. But I do have an arm extension for the right side. And I'm going to sit on my pockets. She's waking up. Back, looking over her ears. A little bit of left leg. Back. Sit, sit, sit. Good. Whoa. Good. She knew I was asking for something, but she wasn't quite sure what it was. And she keeps looking at me. Her eyes are blinking. Her ears are back, trying to pick up my cues. And we're just going to do very little bit today. There's a little bit of a wind, but it's actually only a few days to spring. And although we're definitely still in a drought, no rain predicted for at least 2 more weeks. Look at those ears. I watch body language a lot. Does she see something? She does. Her neck came up. Okay, I'm going to ask her to go to the left with a little bit of direct rein. Good. Good. I'm trying to get her attention back to me and what we're doing. See, she sees something. She sees something. Back. Back. Good. Woo. Okay, now, Anyel, turn your camera and show the cloth cow. We've got the camera in the corner here, and we are going to be able to video both the horse movement and the cow movement. Okay, leaving the camera there, reach down and with your arms, move it ever so slightly towards you, very slowly, because Eve will notice it. It's all right. Yeah, move it to in front of Eve, assuming she's being good. Good. Keep going. Good. She's watching it. Good. Good. Okay, now put the camera on Eve. We really need another camera operator when we do this, but today we're just showing you all of the pieces that are going to fit together. Okay, now I'm going to ask Eve, without moving the cow, to go a little bit to the right. I'm sitting on my left sits bone. I'm going to use a little bit of direct rein, a little bit of left leg, a little bit of click. Whoa. Looks like nothing, huh? But you know, it's hard to balance up here. If you're used to an astride saddle, I have to keep adjusting. Good. Whoa. She's good. Eve is real good about working over her haunches. She's going to get the idea. That's it. That's what I want. Whoa. Look where I want to go. Good. There's nothing moving for her to follow, but eventually we're going to be moving this cloth cow various speeds, various distances, and Eve is going to remember that that's how you play this game. That's what you do. That's what her job is when she's standing here on the east side of my arena and that cloth cow is moving back and forth. Good. Now I'm going to make her go forward a little bit. Whoa, whoa, because I don't want to be too far away from the cow. No more than about 8 feet. Good. Whoa. Whoa. And notice that I have a Pirelli hackamore on. It's a rope halter. It has a little knot underneath. It has yacht rope reins and a yacht rope Makati lead line that we just have wrapped around the top of my side saddle. This is a very simple device, but usually it's enough for this kind of an activity where the horse kind of understands what they're supposed to be doing anyway. And eventually, you know, we'll just leave the reins down on her neck. We'll expect her to follow the moving object. Maybe eventually we'll use the longer, faster cow simulator I have that's on the south side of my arena. Watch Semi work with that. We've got a show going and we're going to do it next time with this Pirelli rope halter on Semi. Semi just knows exactly what she's supposed to do, and the run is long enough that we can pick up a canter easily. Semi transitions easily. So we're going to continue to show you in a stride saddle how to work with Semi and a cow simulator here, in a side saddle how to work with Eve on another cow simulator here, and then we're going to bring in my little mini Zebus. And if we have enough riders, bring in Sadie too. That's Eve's daughter, because Sadie knows how to work over her haunches. And the next rainy day, if we have another one, we'll try to work Sadie in my square pen. It's a covered square pen, and I have a motor cow there, and we just got her accustomed to the noise that the motor cow makes. I think we started that show a couple weeks ago, but that was like the last rainy day we've had, and we want to continue to work in there with Sadie. All right, now what I'd like you to do, Anyel, is leave the camera on Eve and me. Even when she goes down with her head like that, boy, does that balance. You just feel it. You feel like you better balance in the center or you're going to topple over or tip over. Okay, now go down to working the cow with your arms very slowly. I'm going to just try to follow to the right and to the left. Back. Very slowly. Whoa. Okay, go back. I'm going to see if Eve goes back. Well, wait a minute. She anticipated. She knew that it was going to go back. Okay, keep going. Whoa. Let's see if we can go back to the middle again very slowly. Yes. She's doing it herself. Yes. She's ready to go over her haunches to the other direction. Go ahead. Good. Good. Well, okay, I just put a little bit of weight here in my left stirrup to stay in the center of balance. And even though we didn't have another camera operator, I hope we stayed in the image. And we'll continue to do this kind of work on Firecrest Easter Eve all the way through spring. And I'm hoping by summertime we're going to bring in the mini Zebu's. And you can have any kind of cow simulator you want that's mechanical. But when a horse knows what to do and they have a real live cow to follow, or two, they are just full of energy. They love it, and it feels really great. And most people who have ever experienced it get really passionate about doing cow work. And that's all for today. Sonya Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl. Well, Anyel today is on Eve in the side saddle. I'm Sonya Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl, who tries to do the side saddle work all the time, but lo and behold, I slipped on my wet tiles that I didn't know were wet in my kitchen, and I kind of wrecked my knee. And look, and it's my right knee, and look where your knee and your bent leg has to be in the side saddle. Come on closer, Anyel. So I'm luckily okay after about 48 hours, but I want to give it plenty of opportunity, if I did bruise it, to heal properly. So Anyel is going to ride Eve today in the side saddle, and we're going to work on my long cow simulator. We got Eve in an astride saddle to pick up a canter, and we have that on film. But, you know, for a while, at least for another 6 to 8 months, I intend to ride side saddle, doing all kinds of things, and one of them is cow work. And there's Eve. She's aware. She knows that we have this cow simulator set up. She's waiting to be asked to go over her haunches, and we probably won't be able to transition to a canter today in side saddle, but let's see if we can keep her proper posture, break at the pole. And Anyel forgot the crop, so look at the crop. I found her on the ground. Don't ever underestimate what you can use for a tool, just a stick. And the reason we want to make sure we have an arm extension on the right side of the side saddle is because your leg isn't there. Most important is your body balance. Secondly important is your leg pressure and position. And then thirdly is the reins. And we have the same headstall on Eve that we had in the astride saddle, which is a side pull. And it has a rawhide noseband, so it's a little bit more attention getting than the Pirelli Hackamore, which is just a rope halter over the nose. We hope to be able to transition to the Pirelli Hackamore as soon as all the cues are understood. Okay, so Anyel, any comments so far? How you feel on the side saddle?
No, she was a little, last time we did it in the astride saddle, and her over the haunches were kind of automatic. And when I was practicing just now, there was a little more walking around because I think she's used to the leg pressure on
Exactly,
the side,
exactly. Okay. And that's why Eve is my best horse for side saddle. And there's a lot to learn by her, by me, by anybody else who rides it. And you know what? I have quite a following on the internet, on my Urban Cowgirl channel, of people who want to ride side saddle for one reason or another, and there isn't too much out there to instructional, especially for cow work. All right, Anyel, it's going to be a short session today. Do a step back, and then Derek, who's operating the moving object, is going to move and then stop Derek. If it looks like Eve is confused and not going over her haunches, and let's just do it at a walk, try to bump her down on her nose with the side pull, just to remind her that she's to stay broken at the pole. Little bump, bump, bump. See, she's just going against your pressure right now. And we don't relieve the pressure until, there, we got the right answer. Okay, let's see how good or how bad she is today with side saddle on our long cable cow on the south fence.
Back.
Nice over the haunches. And not too fast, Derek. We're trying to go from slow to fast in transition.
Oh.
Okay, now we'll wait till Anyel stops and steps back, and then let's give her another moving object to follow. Derek. Yeah, I know there's some noise here. We're going to have to oil something or other, but that's okay. It seems to be working. How did that feel just now?
Good. She got excited. She's like almost a little jog on the way back.
She's excited and picked up a little jog. Okay, wait a minute. We have a little bit of trouble. You're right. I set up this, there's a place where we put a ring on a screw. Right, I had it in the wrong place. You know, this mechanical stuff is great for training, but it's mechanical and sometimes complicated, especially when it's homemade like all my equipment is. Okay, and y'all let them know. Wait, don't go yet. Yeah, when she starts arguing with you.
Back.
Nice over the haunches. Good. She absolutely knows that it's her job to follow this moving object. You just want her to do it in the right frame. Good. Let's do some trots if we can. I don't even think we'll try canter today. And use a cluck for trot rather than a kiss. Now she just walked. Okay, let's try to pick up a trot coming back. Good, but her head's up. Try to bump her down. I know there's a lot to think about, especially if you're not used to the side saddle. Any comments so far?
So it takes a little getting used to.
Yeah, it takes a little getting used to, sure. Repetition. Okay, well, now look how she's saying, don't pull on my head. Okay, so we won't if you put your head down. We want vertical flexion.
Back.
Try to pick up a trot. Good. And then wait till she stops, wait till she rests, wait till she steps back. Okay, let's come back. Okay, and a whoa. All right, I think we shouldn't try a canter. You agree? Yeah, we want to stop on our moment of resolution. It was quite a bit of setup today, but I think it'll get easier every time we set up. Everything seems to be working, including the mics, even though we broke an antenna on my wireless mics. I called Nady Encore and they said, don't worry about it, it'll probably still work. We accidentally broke it last time. Mechanical equipment problems, training, repetition, and back to Sonya Sokolow, the urban cowgirl. I am walking normally, and I am so careful when I walk outside that I don't trip. I wasn't even thinking in my kitchen. So any of you who have a similar problem to mine and want to keep active and riding, the message is don't ever stop thinking when you're moving, at least for the first year or so. It's only been about 4.5 months since my hip replacement, and when I slipped on that tile and plopped on the ground, I was scared stiff that my hip prosthesis in my right hip was going to pop out. So I stood there for quite a while until I was pretty sure the hip prosthesis was in the right place. You know, my body hasn't really attached onto it as much as I wanted to. It'll take at least a year. I'm not even allowed to go into my spa until a year because the body has to figure out what it's supposed to attach onto in that hip. My left hip was done over 2 years ago, and you know, I kind of have forgotten that it was done. It's feeling quite solid, quite normal. The right hip, I have to go through it for at least another 6 to 8 months, but we'll stay active here at Shadrack Farms, and we'll show you how we continue to ride and train and enjoy our livestock. And that's all for today. Sonya Sokolow, the urban cowgirl. Well, here we are with Eve in the side saddle and yellow board. And the two heifers are in the arena. There is Sela, the fast mover. And there is Susie, the mom. And she is an estrus. She's got a poopy butt. And right on the other side of that gate is Rusty doing his roaring. We want to give us all confidence that Eve is going to be okay inside saddle with a cow or two in the arena, because I went to a Santa Cruz Horseman Association clinic, Ty McDonald, last Saturday. There were 6 participants, 1 cow out in the arena at a time, and Ty was teaching them how to rate. And they, of course, were all in astride saddles. Well, I'm Sonya Sokolow, recuperating from my right hip replacement 5 months ago. I'm not ready for a stride saddle, but I sure would like to practice turning my heifers in my side saddle. So we don't have mics on today. Anything Anyel says, I'll repeat for you. Okay, Anyel, let's see if you can take one or both cows and rate them. And rating means follow them. Now, if you decide to turn them, you've got to get to their head and just beyond their head. And if you do turn them, you want to encourage Eve to work over her haunches with the proper frame. We have a Pirelli hackamore on, which is one of the lightest ways you can communicate with reins. We don't want Eve throwing up her head, feeling any kind of pressure on her nose. Good, and Lee is helping us. Okay, Anyel, let's say you want to get between Lee and Susie. Can you do it with Eve? And then can you turn Susie, looks like she's going yet, and make her go down the east fence? You want to get over a little bit to your right. Good, Eve is being good, not too close, because I knew it. I knew Susie would turn around. Let's see if, Lee, let's see if Anyel can do it. Can you go, if you go towards the fence where her head is, if Eve listens to you, take small steps, she's getting a little bit iffy, go towards the fence. I think Susie, okay, turn her. Good. Try to get her nose down. It looks like she was getting a little bit unruly. And when you're in a side saddle, if you're not used to the balance, where do you stay centered? Sitting on your right sits bone, it can be real insecure. Okay, good. Toward the fence behind her. Will Eve go towards the fence? Yes. Okay, stop now, back off, if you can, without slipping off that side saddle. Okay, now you got to get behind Susie's drive line. And you will turn her if you can get Eve to go head on head or just beyond the head. And for this training session, we have Lee helping. See, Susie wants to get back to the corner where her daughter and her husband are. Okay, good. Anyel, whatever you feel safe doing, you try to rate Susie. Good. And back off when you can to let Anyel interact. Lee?
Yes. Try to get her over there more.
Yeah, I know. Who does what when. This is training. This is exciting. This is fun. But boy, do we have a lot to learn. And as my right hip gets more secure, I want to do it in my side saddle. Okay, now Lee is learning how to rate a cow himself and turn a cow. He knows to go towards this fence because Susie was going towards it. Now come here. If she turns right, be big. Try to get her to go past Eve, one way or another. And Anyel, you try to keep Eve's head. Good. Okay, now Anyel, you go to the east fence if you can get Eve there to cut off Susie at the pass, so to speak. Good. Okay. All right, now back up. Good. No. I said that wrong. You were right. She moved a few steps forward. See if you can get her to go along the north fence. But that means you need to be in the right position. If you want her to go forward, you need to go toward her hip. If you want her to turn, you need to go toward her head. Good. And Eve needs to stay far enough back so that she doesn't apply too much pressure. Can you get Eve to go fast? Not. Okay. All right, see if you can turn her. Boy, we will work on that. Cow horses know when they need to go fast. Eventually. Okay, here is Susie. Okay, good. You see we have a garbage can lid and just a piece of PVC as our tools. Can I take Eve if Ty McDonald has another clinic later this summer at the Santa Cruz County Horseman Association? Oh, that's good, and tell her she's giving you the right answer. Can I take her in the side saddle? and feel that she won't spook and that I will stay centered in the saddle. Okay, Eve is wondering, she says, well, now what? I would say go towards Susie's butt, be ready, she's gonna go right, back off, good, good. Keep her arc towards the cow at all times. A horse can never look away from a cow. That's the wrong answer. Good, very nice, okay. Patience, stand, stay in frame, good. She's not throwing, Eva's not throwing up her head. We're looking for signs of relaxation. Good, Anyel. Good, and believe me, Eve is watching, and believe me, Susie is trying to get back to this corner where Rusty the bull and Sela, her daughter, are standing. And it's Eve's job with Anyel aboard on a side saddle to keep her on that side of the arena. Good, good. No U-turns, always over the haunches. We use our mechanical cow simulators to help us train. Over the haunches work. Can you get here now? Okay, so we lost the battle. Okay, let's stop on a good note. Let's say don't stop when she's getting away from you. Let's say go towards her. When you're done with your sub-objective, back off and pet Eve. Okay, good. Boy, without Lee, we couldn't do this particular kind of training right now. Okay. Oh, and there you go. There she went. Got excited. Okay. See if you can just get Eve to push her forward a little bit by staying in position behind her tail. Going forward. See, Eve is kind of excited. She wants to back off. I would turn her nose towards Susie's hip. And notice that Anyel has a crop in her right hand. Okay, see if you can step forward. If Susie goes 2 steps forward, we'll call that our moment of resolution. That's it. And back Eve off. Ah, too bad she did that. No, let's go back. We don't want to stop on a wrong note. Make sure Eve is doing what you want her to do before you back off. Ah, she's excited. Okay, round and around. As long as you feel safe. This is great practice with my little mini cows here at Shadrack Farms. And remember, Anyel is in a side saddle. Good. Try to go towards Susie's hip with that Pirelli hackamore on. She's using her left leg. Good. Eve's ears are back. Good. Okay, stop. Back off. Back off. We're trying to stop on our moment of... Good, good, good. Back off, which means sitting on your pockets even though you're in a side saddle. Come on over here. A quick interview, and we'll let the cows out in a moment, but let's get these pearls of wisdom. Anyel is leaving for 3 months. As I feel capable, what would you say?
I think if you were to take her, she would be great. Nothing of this was spooky or scared at all. She just got a little excited. If you worked like 3 days in a row solid before you went to the clinic with these cows, I'm sure she would be more than okay.
Okay.
Yeah, even when they were just kind of milling around over there, she was very attentive to all of them. And if I picked one, she would definitely turn
with it.
Follow it, even if they were just kind of wandering around over here.
Okay, but let me ask you this. How did you feel at any particular moment in that side saddle? Are you able to stay centered?
Yeah, even when she took off with her little trots, I was fine. I just have to remember to sit on this.
Yeah, on the sit bone.
As soon as I did that, I was like, oh, okay, I'm staying.
Right sit bone, you got to get used to it. Okay, that's just a preview of what's to come on the Urban Cowgirl channel with Firecrest Easter Eve and the side saddle with our miniature zebus. And thank you, Lee. He's learning a lot. And we are anxious to get this uploaded for all the people who are watching because they want to do it too, especially the older people who have certain problems with their hips, with their knees, and want to continue riding. See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.